Hello, everybody, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here for Atari Twilight, and we are ready to be sad about it. That's it. That's it. That's it for everybody. We're just going to be sad today. It's a sad day, and we might, you might see children kill a man. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited for it either way. So yeah, let's jump over, introduce our cast and crew, and let's get into this shit show of sadness. Let's start with Haley. Haley, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Hello. I guess I'm on the internet, even though I haven't been lately.
You're still here.
But I am the great Haley on all social medias, and I'm playing Sam Kirkshaw, the cutest, most popular girl in school. The coolest kid you know. Better than Butts.
Fact.
Always better than Butts.
No, I'm pretty sure Butts is the cutest girl in school.
You also can't really see it, but I did my makeup according to my Polaroid shirt. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I went all out today.
Hell yeah. Cool. So speaking of Butts, let's jump right over to him. Mike, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and who are you playing today?
So I'm Mike, the Anonymous Rhino. I'm on Twitter at BaloneySlap. I'm playing George Butts. He's a popular kid. He's a self-made woman's man. Mm-hmm. Ladies man, that's the word I was looking for. You know, and I already said it before, he's the prettiest girl in school.
I can't. In real life, the prettiest girl in school. Frags, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And who are you playing today?
Hello. I am KW Frags. I am also KW Frags on Twitter and in the Discord thing. Yeah, so I'm playing Robert Ott. And he's a weird boy. So we're gonna figure out what all this is about tonight, hopefully.
Sweet. Also the weird boy in real life.
Yeah.
Mr. Bitters, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? Who are you playing today?
I'm Mr. Bitters. You can find me here, pretty well just here, and I'll be playing Jerry Baker. He's a big fat troublemaker. Also better than Butts.
That's true. He is also better than Butts. And last but not least, definitely better than Butts. Greg, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And tell us what happened last time on Atari Twilight.
Well, I was going to lead in by saying I am Greg Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and the Twitters. I am definitely not better than Butts. Butts has game even at the middle school level. A game that even present-day Grimjack would beg to have as far as the ability to believe in oneself. So I appreciate that very much about George Butts. But where were we last time? What exactly happened?
Sadness happened.
I don't remember. I've blocked it out for some reason.
Yeah, I've got a block after the bathroom.
I remember Sarah McLachlan's that angel
In
song
the Arms
playing.
Of an Angel.
In the Arms of an Angel. There you go. I knew it had it was some part of the angel.
Okay. Well, you know what? Since there is the mention of music, and this is a show inspired, at least for me, by the songs of the 80s, we do have our current playlist up, which is Atari Twilight Episode 6, The Six-Fingered Man, Part 2. But actually, we are in Chief Rugen right now. So, but if you go ahead and pull that one up, The Six-Fingered Man, Part 2, which is in fact Chief Rugen. I didn't want to give it away in the title when I created it. Go ahead and cue up some Simple Minds, a little song called Don't You Forget About Me.
Ouch.
Because we want to make sure we don't forget about one of the fallen members of the group. As we learned last time on Atari Twilight, this is a by Mike's design and request, a game that is less Goonies and more Stranger Things. And because of some of the events and some of the sequences that were put into play in earlier episodes, Ben was taken from the group in the form of a brutal assault. They're not really sure at this point. His mom was killed. He himself is in a coma at the hospital in Garrett. They found among his belongings his last will and testament, in which he gave his meager possessions, all but one watch, which is mysteriously gone, to his friends.
And I'm sad about it. Before Greg hits us with the ultimate sadness, I will remind you guys, you can interact with the show. In fact, we have brand new donations that are unique to Atari Twilight, especially tailored for Tales from the Loop. Also, we have a brand new patron, or Patreon, and we are about $5 away from hitting our first goal of paying for all new software. And the last thing I want to remind you guys is that this season is sponsored by the Dice of Rolling, which is a complete set of polyhedral dice with optimized colors and quantities for D&D 5e. They are great for new players. I cannot recommend them enough for the holiday season upcoming. Use that coupon code UMG for $1 off and get yourself some sweet new dice. And with that, Greg, make everyone sad again.
Okay, well, I'm not going to make anybody anything, as this is a story told by all of us and not just narrated by me. I'm here to simply let you guys know what the world of Garrett, Maryland is doing, either for or to you. Unfortunately, last episode, as was mentioned, it did a lot to you. But let's see if we can't flip the script a little bit, as these kids are moving into the second act of Atari Twilight. Now, with the move into the second act, I will drop us off narratively where we ended the last episode, and that was when they walked into the Red Oaks bowling alley and they were told and met with the following statement. As Randy Kramer, the owner of the bowling alley, the father of one, Patty, sat there drilling yet another hole into a black and red bowling ball, one of them for the chief of police, the ball, and said, "Boy, Chief, you're going to need 6 fingers to be able to use this one." And with that revelation of the 6-fingered man in play is where we stopped the action last week. But before we start it up again, we have to go back to go forward. A couple things are changing here in the second act of Atari Twilight. And I'm going to go over those now with the players, as the first thing I'm going to tell you is we have Ben's gifts. And the first thing I'm going to ask is, when you guys read the will that Ben had left last time, one of the items, a Walkman, a beat up Walkman with a Rat Queen sticker on the back of it, was absent from his effects. However, its whereabouts are known. And so at this point, I would ask George if he did in fact give that to Rob as part of the wishes, or did he keep it for himself?
No, he did keep it to himself. George, though he comes off as an asshole, he's still pretty sensitive, so he knows that would be super uncouth and not cool. So I don't think he's given it to him yet. I think there's been too much going on for him to remember, oh shit, I have the Walkman in my backpack right now. So it would, when the time seems a little bit more organic, I think he would hand it over.
Okay, so we're going to say, for the sake of narrative, that time had taken place maybe on the trips in the drive from...
Yeah, maybe in the back of the EMT's car. Yeah.
Correct. When you guys went over in that direction. And so here are the following benefits that the last will and testament, the gifts of Ben, what do they do for everybody? Well, Haley, whenever Sam is riding Ben's bike, or she has it in her possession, or she has it near to her to be able to utilize, she gets an automatic success with any move roll. She gets an auto +1, which means if she's doing anything that requires a move roll of 1, she will automatically succeed. With the headphones, when given to Rob, these headphones have a small clip rest that goes into the top of the battered player. And when they are clipped and brought along the side of the player, written along the broad part of the headset, it says the Matrix of Leadership. And when looked at, it carries the ovoid satellite feel of the very device that is supposedly housed in the chest of Optimus Prime. Because of this, whenever in his possession, and when put into, as instructed by Ben, the helmet that is the iconic item of Rob will get a +1 auto success to his lead roll whenever he needs it. Now, in addition to that, we have the spot on the Falcon, the spot of the territory, the portion of ownership that was given from Ben to George Butts. This is the most utilitarian of the gifts, because it's not just something that was given, it was perhaps the greatest possession of Ben because it was his refuge. It was the place that Ben ran to when things at the trailer got so bad he had to sleep outside. But as per his will, he said that if it got too cold for him to sleep there, he'd have to go home. And with the cold nights of Garrett having crept in over the last several days, they coincided with his being at the trailer when this apparent catastrophe took place. But what does that mean for George? It means the following. George, at any point, should you wish to utilize this, you merely must accept in George's mind that you do have a friend in Ben, and that George considers Ben McKenzie a friend. And once it is so considered, something that you do not have to do, but if you do and you think it's narratively acceptable for George to do so, he gains a permanent +1 to his empathize. And we have the fatigue jacket. The fatigue jacket that was once the Ben's father's jacket. Anytime it is worn, as Mitch seems to be wearing it now, you have a permanent +1 stealth, as the camouflage fatigue jacket hides the wearer, much like it did Ben in the junkyard, from the prying eyes of enemies and friends alike. And finally, perhaps the most iconic and the iconic item of Ben McKenzie, his tape player, gifted to his buddy Jerry. This item will give him a +1 charm if he can figure out how to use it. And once it is in his possession, and once the tapes in the box have been split among them, you will notice that several of the tapes bear one name with a question mark, and it says "For Jerry," but the name on the top of the tape says Veronica with a question mark. Apparently, Ben was trying to find just the right song for Jerry. And so with all of those in play, with all of those additional boons that you've received, both from your own iconic items and those bequeathed to you in the will of Ben McKenzie, who is still very much alive, yet in a coma, I would like to ask you all now, you have earned yourselves 5 experience points, which will give you a +1 in any skill that you wish to have a +1 in. Let me know what you would like to do, and let the audience know how you are making your character and augmenting their skills. And if there's a story behind exactly why you're bumping up a specific skill, let us all know. Or if it's something you want to keep to yourself, I will make everybody else take off their headsets and you can just tell the audience.
I'll jump in. I'm taking a +1 in investigate. I think with the random goings on, Mitch has had to spend a lot more time figuring things out than he would have normally done. And so between talking to Mr. Derry, talking to the people in the paperback store, he has learned some new investigative techniques.
Okay, +1 investigation for Mitch. Who's next?
I'll go next. I put another point this time into empathize. As she gets to know the group and has made bonds with them, I feel like everything that's happened, especially with Ben, it's made her feel a little bit more for these guys and feels a bit more open with them, especially with her encounter with Van Halen and, like I said, again, the happenings with Ben. So.
Okay. +1 empathize for Sam as she gets, God help her, more ingrained with this ragtag band of assholes, perhaps fallen deeper in because of the absence of Ben, but let's face it, these assholes are endearing. And not any segue, so I won't say anybody after that. Who wants to be the next asshole to talk?
I think that's me.
You were the next asshole. Or Butts. Butts is awesome.
Yeah, but he's the last asshole. Jerry, I think, he's come a long way from just being an asshole, and He's getting what he feels like are good jokes, kind of like his player gets with his friends, and nobody seems to agree with him. So he's gonna get an extra point in charm.
So that, if coupled with the bequeathed iconic item, the tape player from Ben McKenzie, would actually give you quite an augment in your charm, something that is perhaps the antithesis so far of Jerry. Interesting.
Yeah.
Watch out, butts.
Jerry's coming for you. Okay, who's next?
I am muted first. I'm going to copy Sam Kirkshaw. I'm feeling like seeing everybody as vulnerable as they are, seeing them lose their best friend since early childhood, has definitely warmed up George's buns. So I'm going to give him a +1 to empathize.
Nice, +1 to empathize as George is thawing a bit. Once again, that's something that we haven't seen quite yet. And with Ben's injury, we'll see what happens. And finally, Frags, what do you have for
Well,
Rob?
I thought about it. I already have one in lead, and then with the headphones, I have that. But I feel like since Optimus isn't talking to Rob right now, and everybody thinks he still is, I went ahead and put a point in sneak. I like I said, I didn't want to do it in lead because I feel like having to deceive the people who are looking to me for guidance when something strange happens and they want to know what the magical robot in my ear is telling me, I'm having to lie to them, and it's making Rob kind of he's having second thoughts about if he really is the person that's supposed to be making the decisions, if he has to lie to make them think that he's important.
Gotcha. Okay. So maybe also a shift in philosophy there for Rob, as Rob views himself in many respects as Optimus Prime, but this sneaky part of it is decidedly not Optimus, as it is not necessarily forthright. But we'll see as everything progresses. A couple of other things that are going to be activated now that we are in Act 2 of Atari Twilight. The drives of each of the kids need to be reassessed as you look at them. You can keep the ones that you have. I have looked over everything. Some of them we've addressed, some of them we have not, deliberately so. We have not had a lot of social interaction, as the kids have now sort of just gotten back into school. They've been there about a month. Some of them dealt more with some of those social interactions with school and some of the parental social interactions, which will kind of come up a little bit more in Act 2. You can change them if you feel your kid has a new problem. The one in particular that I'm not saying, but George, you've had a lot of revelations about your father. Something like that could supersede perhaps something that was done in character generation that you think now, no, you know what, the real problem might be this. If any of you feel that way, go ahead and make those changes. It's not something you have to tell the audience. It is simply something that I am going to be able to use, and then at the appropriate time make you pay for making that change. And then your prides from now on. Before this, in Act 1, I was allowing you to use your prides for an automatic success. I am still going to do that, but I would like you to explain how you are using them. These prides are something that can either have a negative impact on the current scene, a positive impact on the current scene, a negative or positive impact on your kid. I would like to hear all about that when you decide to use your pride. And finally, you all had what was called a condition. The condition was upset, which means that whenever a kid in this particular situation, hit points are considered conditions. And as we are playing with the ability to kill any of the kids that you see here, once they achieve their 5th condition, they are dead. And as these kids each received a condition for the death of Ben McKenzie, that condition was called upset. And when they were upset, it means that any type of roll that they would make would require 2 successes to be successful, as each condition negates a success by 1. It makes it twice as hard to do something. However, they all spent the night in the Astro Train in the Falcon, and as one of the hideouts features, provided there are at least 2 kids there, they can heal over the night, which is what they did. So that's something that will be in play going forward. It is something that could potentially hurt the kids if they are unable to be together. But now that we are in this second act, many things have happened to these kids from the very first episode, The Predator, all the way through to the last episode, The Six-Fingered Man. They have been given leads. They have met NPCs. They have numerous loose threads that have not been either clipped, tied, or taken care of. They have a ton of information that has left questions for them. George has a father who has apparently gone completely rogue. You have houses that are appearing inside the town limits of Garrett. You have threats that are being made by these so-called Decepticons. You have the appearance of Optimus Prime and now the silence of Optimus Prime. I would like to know from this group, how are you going to address these concerns? How are you going to, if you're Rob, get Optimus to talk again? How are you, if you are Mitch, are you going to rectify the situation with Ben? How are you, if you are Jerry, come to grips with the fact that you now know, or you have a very strong opinion about who in fact hurt your best friend? What is Sam going to do about Veronica? All of these people, you guys all have these questions that need to be answered with your kids. And I will let you know that anything that's been addressed in the episodes up to this point are part of the major collective and narrative of this season. You are now faced in Red Oaks Bowling Alley with the man that has been identified as the Six-Fingered Man. This is the chief of police. You have all made this realization free of charge, no roll required. Kids, what would you like to do? And as we're waiting for the kids to figure out what they would like to do, I would like to, if you're playing the drinking game at home, take a drink as you cue up Bruce Springsteen's Brilliant Disguise, because that is, in fact, exactly what the chief has been wearing.
Greg, I'm changing my drive. My drive was, something's up, I want to know what. It is now, Garrett is rotten, I will fix it.
Awesome. Love it. So as you guys enter into the bowling alley and the boss starts playing and you hear Jerry Kramer as he indicates that the chief will need 6 fingers to roll this ball. And as one, Sam, George, Rob, Mitch, and Jerry realize, motherfucker.
I want to immediately turn to Jerry and say, okay, don't do anything yet.
Yeah, I gotcha.
He is a police officer and we are in a bowling alley. And
Yeah.
we're children. It's not... I don't know how to handle it. And she kind of turns to Mitch. What do we do?
Mitch, now wearing the green army fatigues, looks to Jerry, looks to Sam, and says, how should I know? He's a chief of police.
Guys, we get out of here. There's nothing we can do right now. We need to think about this. We know who it is now. Now we can start planning this.
And do what?
That's what we need to figure out. But we're not going to figure it out here.
Is the lane next to him open?
We're gonna go bowling.
I love this idea. Hell yeah, it's open, man.
Okay, Rob's gonna propose, we can bowl next to him and listen and see what he's up to.
Rob, I'm pretty sure he's here. He's up to bowling right now. He's pretending like none of this ever happened. He's not here with anybody that we can see.
But if he's comfortable, he may reveal something.
Greg, is the chief of police wearing any kind of... is he wearing, like, regular day clothes, or is he wearing, like, I am a part of a bowling team shirt?
It's funny you should ask. Yes, he has a Bowling Stones t-shirt on, bowling shirt, as it is buttoned up, and he also has a long sleeve shirt underneath it. And he seems to be, this is league night. This is the night to get drunk and throw a heavy rock.
So he definitely has friends with him. And he nods over to the guys that are wearing matching shirts. Maybe Rob's right. Jerry, your dad gets drunk and says stuff.
What are you saying?
If he gets drunk, maybe he might say something.
He's not going to say anything.
We're just kids. Nobody's gonna pay attention to us.
Yeah, but we were friends with Ben.
I'm in to stay and fuck with him and ruin his night. I don't give a shit.
You want a little payback?
I want a lot of payback.
Bowl better.
Let's bowl for a bit.
Is it a bowl off?
It's a bowl off.
Sounds
Y'all don't
like
have money, do y'all?
Well,
That was going to be George's first question. Do you guys even have money with you right now?
Jerry has $1 in pennies.
that's bad, man.
I'm saving these.
Okay.
For the motorcycle?
Because of recent events, Sam will pay for everyone to have a round of bowling.
Okay. Yeah, Sam and George have enough money to be able to cover something like that. As you all come over, you get your shoes from Randy Kramer, and he immediately notices a couple of you from, if not all of you, from being at his daughter Patty Connor's party the previous day. And he says, and for a reminder of the narrative, this is a gentleman that was probably big stuff about a decade ago. And he still holds a bit of that allure as he looks like a young Kurt Russell. And he looks down with his feathered hair that touches just the top of his shoulders, and the pointed collar, open shirt, medallions through the chest hair, as he says, hey, thank you guys so much for coming to my daughter's party. It meant a lot. We were kind of worried no one would show up, and hell, it was really nice of you all. In fact, and he pushes your money back, Sam, tonight's on me.
Oh, thank you, sir. Big ol' smile. Sweet little gal.
No, you guys go over there. There's a lane right there beside the chief.
Thank you so very much. We'll be off when you play now.
You're welcome. And he sets you guys all up with shoes. And as soon as you get there, there is a cardboard kind of erected tray that comes over with sodas and chips and hot dogs, as each of you have been gifted one of the concession stands baskets to provide you with food for the evening. You all have the lane beside the chief and the Bowling Stones. And as you see them getting ready to, begin their prep for an evening of slinging the bowling stone, what would you guys like to do?
To make it look as true as possible, Sam has like the little card that you take everyone's score on. She's writing down everyone's names while everyone else gets their balls and stuff.
Take that how you will. Are we using our radio names or our real names for this?
That's a good question.
I would say real names.
Because then it puts the code name to the face.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, yeah. Find real names. And then she
Or
goes,
no, maybe we use different aliases.
he knows who we are. It's a small
that's right, it's
town
not
and
small.
we're Ben's friends. Like,
Shush. All right, I'm spitballing. Okay, I'm just trying to help.
Well, you're being done.
Fuck you.
Damn it, Mitch is rubbing off on me.
This isn't actual role playing. This is just them.
I don't.
Okay, so you guys are there. How do you want to handle this? Are you just kind of listening, or are you trying to do anything to, like, there was a mention of like fucking with the chief. Is there anything that you're doing? Is it overt? Is it being inappropriate with the bowling, where you're never supposed to step up at the lane at the same time with the person next to you, and let them go? It's kind of like a bowling etiquette. Tell me what you guys are doing to kind of either mess with him, listen to him, as Rob said. What's the plan here, my friends?
Sam's probably bad enough at bowling. She would accidentally, not purposefully accidentally, but accidentally like bowl too hard and it bounces to the other lane. She's not very good at this game.
Okay. That in and of itself is a little difficult. And as we are in Act 2, I am going to make things, this is more of a roll off than what it would have been in the beginning of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and I'll take a straight move for this one. Actually, force. This is a force roll because you're trying to make this thing jump.
Okay. Damn it. I'm really bad at it.
Well, I mean, you still make it still loud, boom, 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 as it rolls down and kind of runs in. It stays in your lane, though. It hits the gutter and kind of rocks around a bit and goes down in. You get a couple eyes from both sides of you in the bowling alley, but nothing seems to, the chief is sitting there just drinking and having a good old time.
George cheered her on, like, good job, Sam.
I tried.
Did the thing. Does Sam happen to have any lotion in a purse or a backpack?
Probably.
I mean, lotion gets on these wooden floors all the time, and with these slick leather-based shoes, accidents happen.
I have to remember I'm playing a girly girl. It's like, what do I carry in my purse? Because it's like keys and that's it. Sure, she probably has lotion in her purse. That's what girls carry, right? I
Absolutely. I mean, yes, I've heard. Yes, lotion.
It'd be better if you had like oil, but I felt like that'd be a little bit weird.
Greg, what do you carry in your purse?
That's what your mom carries.
Lotion and oil.
Lotion and oil, perfect.
Mom, wow. Mike, your mom's Italian. She probably has olive oil in there,
She does, for her hair.
Yep. Okay. I'm contemplating. I don't know if I have a plan yet, but I'm spitballing some stuff.
If you want me to figure out what's in the contents of her purse, I can give you a list, I guess.
The lotion was, I was asking if the lotion was in the basket, and it is, so.
Rob, having munched down on greasy bowling alley chicken fingers and weird, they give you like the side of nacho cheese dip, so he went ham on all that and decides to go up with a ball it's like a 16-pound ball, and he's not used to, he doesn't know how to pick out a ball, so he just saw the biggest one and was like, hey, it's big, it's gonna knock him over. And so he grabs this thing and goes up there, and with his greasy palm rears back and the ball goes flying backwards towards the rest of the people.
We're the rest of the people, hold on.
Yeah, we are the rest of the people.
You're the rest of the people. And the ball's gonna take one hard bounce on the linoleum tile, whatever floor, the hardwood, hit the floor and bounce into the ball rack behind. If anybody dodges it,
I want to actually.
I actually want to be hit by it.
No. I want to dodge it, but jump into the area that the chief is in. Can I do that?
Absolutely. I will let you roll move with advantage, since whether it's intentional or inadvertent, your buddy Rob is setting you up for this one. So you may roll.
Oh, so advantage roll twice, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck these damn body checks.
So as soon as you go to do this, it's not hard to jump over into the other lane. There's no wall separating them or anything like that. But when you move over, one of the other members of the Bowling Stones at that exact moment kind of goes forward to light a cigarette, and you bounce off their back. Whoa, sorry, little lady, as he lights up, but you do not make it over into the area as you attempt your feigned dodge.
Real quick, do we actually have a condition, or did that heal?
It healed.
Okay.
I'm just saying that in the future, if you elect to try to push a roll or do something that would result in you getting injured, we will have these conditions in play now. They were in play before, but you guys never really kind of got into that situation. There's going to be more frequent occurrences now. So
I was asking because I saw that Sam had on all 3 rolls, she had a condition marked. So I wasn't sure if that should or should not be there.
Yeah, I marked it because I thought we still had it, but
Yeah. Just let me know that.
Nice, good catch, man. Take that condition off of there and try that advantage move again. If it doesn't work, it doesn't. Oh, there we go.
thank you for noticing.
You're welcome. George is very encouraging.
Let's cut back in time a bit as just as the man, you spin and go forward, and you're able to interrupt the approach of the chief as he's taking his black and red ball and getting ready to approach the lane. As there's a very serious matter here with the Bowling Stones, but you get close enough to be able to actually put your hands up and slap him to stop yourself from falling. As you do so, Sam, and you kind of put your hands up, he's a larger, rounder man, as he's the chief of police, and he's still strong enough, but he's let himself go a bit in the middle. And as you touch him, he flinches on his left-hand side as you touch him. Whoa, be careful there, honey. Are you all right?
Yeah, we're just really bad at this game, and he threw a ball at us, and I don't know what happened. Are you okay?
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. You kids have fun. And he looks over at the group. And as he scans, he sees Mitch. And he nods and walks over into the area.
So during this whole ball debacle, and as soon as eye contact is made, Mitch stands up, looks to Jerry, and says, "Hey man, I gotta go take a whiz." And he begins walking towards the bathroom.
The rest of you would see as the chief kind of is trailing by about 8 to 10 seconds behind Mitch, as Mitch gets up and walks out, that he stops, kind of looks at all of you, doesn't recognize any of you too much, and then follows Mitch into the direction of the bathroom.
Now who's the weenie watcher?
Well, speaking of weenie watching, I think Jerry's about the same distance the chief is behind Mitch. I think Jerry's about that distance behind the chief.
Okay, what's everyone else doing?
Not going to the men's restroom, I'll tell you that.
It was fine the last time, Sam. What's your problem?
Was it though?
Yeah. You weren't even the only girl in there. Jeez.
George, do I have a bro? Rob's gonna look at George and go listen. Like he's gonna try to tell him to go stand by the door and listen to so it doesn't seem weird.
Okay, yeah. Maybe. We'll see. He doesn't want to admit that he's following your direction, that's all.
So Mitch continues walking to the men's room.
Mitch, you make it into the men's room. It is currently unoccupied, and there aren't any warnings anywhere on the walls.
Sweet. Yeah, he goes in the men's room. I don't think he sees the chief following him, but his intent was to go in the men's room and then go somewhere else. But he has to spend a few seconds in here to make it look authentic. So he kind of does a lap around the men's room and then is washing his hands for, longer than any 13-year-old boy would ever wash their hands. And yeah, he's basically trying to kill time until everyone forgets that he's in the bathroom.
You are about 10 seconds into your hand wash when the door opens and the chief walks in. And seeing you, he comes over and starts to wash his own hands. And whether you look at him or not, his eyes track you in the mirrors of the restroom as he says, "I'm really sorry about your friend. I heard he wasn't going to make it."
That's not what I heard.
And he turns it off and reaches up and pulls down some of the brown paper towels. Ching, ching, ching. Son, you have to come to grips with it. I've seen this before, and he's not going to make it.
I bet you have. And he's still washing his hands.
Roll a charm roll for me.
Sure. I'm great at those.
With that statement, he cocks his head a bit as you say it, and he steps back and he wads up the brown paper towels that are in his hands and throws them into a nearby trash receptacle just as Jerry, you reach the outside of the door.
Jerry's gonna have a little listen at the door.
Roll that investigate for me.
Can do.
Don't hear anything.
A lot of running water.
He'll just let himself in.
Jerry, you walk in just as the brown wadded up paper slides right past you into the trash can. And with your entrance, the chief's eyes go over his right-hand shoulder as he looks back with you. And for a moment in your mind, all you can see is Ben. I'd like you to make an empathize roll for me, please. You're getting mad, Jerry. You're getting real mad.
Hey, Mitch, this guy giving you any trouble?
No, we're just, I saw him the other night, and he was just saying that he's real sorry for what happened. It's okay. We're fine.
Yeah, I bet he's real sorry about it.
Yeah, that's what he said. I think it's your turn to bowl, though, right, Jerry?
Yeah, you wanna bowl for me? I think I might have something to take care of.
No, I get this one. I just need a minute.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we'll have to talk another time, Chief.
Jerry, you notice that the chief is wearing a bowling glove on his right hand. And you can see, because you know all too well, the color of bruised knuckles beneath the glove as it peeks out through the mesh.
Is it tough to bowl with your hand like that?
Are you trying to be overt or are you trying to be coy? If you're trying to be coy, I need you to roll a charm.
Yeah, I'll do it. Hey.
No, it's takes a lot of practice. You have to practice to bowl it. Some say it's an acquired sport, but I can tell you if you practice, you'll get better at it.
Yeah, you're a cop, right? I bet you got that like wailing on a perp, right?
And you're pointing out the hand?
Yeah.
He looks down. No, I closed this in my car door. I was putting somebody in there in the drunk tank.
You ride a motorcycle, right?
Are you being overt or are you being coy?
Jerry's too mad to keep being coy, despite wanting to be nice for Mitch, and everyone says to be good, but it's Jerry.
Okay, at this point, Mitch, you would hear in your head Ben's voice saying, "Stop, Jerry. Stop, Jerry," whenever he was being brought out of the house. And everybody listening at home, take a drink and throw on Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer for me, please.
I think it's at this point that Mitch is done washing his hands, and he kind of walks past the chief, right? 'Cause I think the chief's between me and Jerry, right? Or between Mitch and Jerry.
Yes, the chief is between you and Jerry.
And he puts a hand on Jerry and says, "Hey man, you remember what that new tape we got? Remember the new cassette we got today?
Yeah.
You get the next one. I got this one." And he starts to walk towards the door.
The chief is standing there like his butt up against the porcelain sink as he's almost looking at the two of you like aggressors at this point. And you can see that his face is a mask. He's wearing the smile of the dutiful cop, but you both know what lurks beneath. And whatever that is thinking.
Jerry's gonna nod and just give the chief one last look, kind of an "I know that you know that I know" kind of look. Jerry thinks he's a lot cleverer than he is, and that he's gonna follow Mitch out.
I want you to roll a lead for me.
Who's this? Jerry or...
As Jerry, you look at him, the two of you meet your gaze, but it doesn't seem that he fully understands what's going on here other than the peacocking of a middle school boy, which he dismisses. He nods at both of you, offers a very false, very alien smile, and goes back and washes his hands again, even though Mitch would know that he's already done so. You guys can leave if you want.
Mitch gets out of the door and looks to Jerry and just nods towards the alley where everyone else is, and Mitch heads towards the door.
Okay, so while the two of those guys were in the bathroom, what is going on with George, Rob, and Sam as they were left at the alley? We're going to pick up the action just as Jerry is walking into the bathroom.
Sam probably would have just opened a soda, waiting for things to go in whatever direction they go in.
Waiting for the warfare, right?
George wants to know if if the rest of the bowling stones are paying attention to the chief's bowling bag.
Roll and investigate for me. It's an excellent question.
All right. I will do that. 1 success.
No, man, there everybody's drinking, everybody's paying attention. The bowling bag is open and unwatched.
We have some nachos and nacho cheese left, right?
You sure do.
It's crazy how these things just happen to end up in bowling bags all the time. But this time it isn't happening this time, so George wants to make it happen this time. So he wants to just stuff a bunch of cheese in it and around that bag as much as he can. In pockets, he wants it to be a real pain in the ass to clean it out.
Okay, so if you want to do it and have it be as invasive as possible, do you make your intentions known to either Rob or Sam, or are you doing this completely on your own as George Butts, son of Gene and Dr. Butts. What are you doing?
He's like, guys, watch this.
Okay, if they are made aware of this, Rob and or Sam, do you want to do anything to assist and also put yourselves at risk for the move that George is trying to do here?
Nope.
Rob's going to be trying to set back all the balls on the rack. So he's just going to kind of like look up from like a trip from across the backside where one rolled to the arcade. So, oh.
I'm assuming that it has like the tall like table, like some bowling alleys do. And it's like the tall chairs. She's like turning her back to him. She doesn't want to watch what he's doing. She's glad you're doing it because they, assholes. But she's gonna, not be part of that.
Okay, so you are going to be doing this on your own then, as it would seem, George. Rob, are you going after the ball that's rolling slowly towards the Frogger machine in the arcade, or are you just kind of dismissing this?
Yeah, no. Well, I went and got it, and on my way back is when I hear him say, "Hey, watch this," and I'm going to put it back, and I just kind of I pause with the ball in my hand, getting ready to put it back on the rack because I'm like, "Oh no." So okay, I'm not actively helping with anything. I'm just kind of watching this proceed.
Excellent. Then what we're going to do is narratively, let's have you on your way back when you're still kind of in arcade area when all this is going in. So you're kind of removed from it, Rob. George, if you're going to do this, I need you to roll a sneak roll for me, as you are going to have to be sneaky.
Thanks for helping me, guys. God.
Fuck you. I'm a nice girl.
You didn't ask for help. You just said, "Hey guys, watch this."
Which is code for guys. I desperately need help.
I'm not a guy, so I wouldn't know.
Can I use my iconic item to help me spread it around? It's a pocket comb.
No, because that's a charm and not a sneak. However, if you do fail, I will remind you have luck if you would like to use that. But I say you're going to do it fine on this one.
One success.
So with the expert pour and spread of somebody that has managed sticky substances for quite some time, you are able to get this into every crack and crevice of the Chief's bowling bag. And as the nacho cheese drips down into both ball handle and rag and glove compartment, as you just slowly and expertly ruin this leather bag. You have succeeded, George. No one has seen you. No one is the wiser. And we're going to cut to Rob, as you are still standing sort of in the arcade with the bowling ball in your hand that had escaped the rack. From the Frogger machine behind you, you hear beatbox.
The ball's gonna drop. Okay, first things first. What did George put into the bag? Was it cheese? Was it barbecue sauce?
Nacho cheese, right?
Nacho cheese. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Rob's first thought is gonna be my cheese, and then he hears that and he's gonna drop the ball. And I'm gonna assume that it's gonna make a loud thud, but it's a loud bowling alley, so I don't think anybody's really gonna notice.
Not if it hits your foot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just boom. He's carrying it real low because it's a heavy one, and he's gonna look towards. I'm not sure if he's gonna know exactly which machine it came from, but he's gonna walk back into the arcade area. And
as you walk back in, you see a flicker on every screen in this area as it goes through Dragon's Lair, Frogger, Missile Command. As you go through Centipede, each one of them kind of flickers, and you hear from each of the very rudimentary speakers that they have in them that are used to 8-bit sounds and things of that nature, but they carry a clarity that beguiles their actual technology as it comes through, and you hear beatbox. And for a second, across each of the screens, flashes the face of Optimus Prime, and then it's gone. But it continues to flicker.
Rob's gonna pull the visor down on his helmet and get real squinty-eyed, like he's just trying to concentrate. Optimus.
As soon as you pull the visor down, all of the screens go completely solid, and you see the face of Optimus Prime staring back at you.
Ew. Rob's gonna. I mean, is it like an amalgamation of screens that make up a face, or is it his face on each screen?
It is it's his face on each screen, but as he turns, it's as if each screen is a beat behind the rest. So it waves. If he turns to the left, it left, right. You know, and the plate in front of his mouth when he speaks, because fuck you, Michael Bay. Optimus Prime doesn't have a mouth. When he talks, when the plate moves, you see it move up and down in a wave around each of these dozen or so machines.
Beatbox, can you hear me?
He's gonna turn to the nearest machine. He's gonna turn around and put his hands on it. Loud and clear.
Roll a sneak for me. You see the eyes of a couple people in the arcade and kind of the pool area where there's a couple pool tables set up. Look over as you were a little loud in your delivery. Maybe it was your excitement. Maybe it was something else. As you addressed this video machine, there's no one else around you. You are aware of it, Rob. So if you try in the future to do this, you will have advantage, but you've gained a couple spectators at this point. But Optimus leans forward and you can see his face kind of take up most of the screen of the Frogger machine as he leans forward.
They're keeping us from contacting you.
I knew something was wrong.
Your friend, Ben, is he hurt?
Yeah, they're not sure if he's gonna make it.
I apologize. We are too late.
We know who did it. He's here.
They're all here, Beatbox.
And let's cut back to George and Sam as you two are standing there and you bear witness to Mitch leaving and Jerry leaving. As Mitch, where are you headed when you exit the bathroom?
Mitch nods to Jerry, he nods back towards the bowling alley, and then he turns right and heads towards the door of the bowling alley and leaves. He's heading outside, and Mitch he's not a dumb kid. He's a smart kid. He's made a few calculations, and he understands why Jerry gets away with as much as Jerry gets away with, and he sees the similarity in their home lives and thinks he can get away with it too. And so he's outside and he's pacing in front of the door, trying to work up the nerves to do something stupid.
And there, right outside the door, through the glass, sits the pristine motorcycle of the chief.
Would Sam see Mitch go outside?
Roll and investigate for me. You see him turn and leave, but whether or not you can see him outside doing his pacing, you do.
So, after George does his gross cheese stuff to the bag, Sam sees Mitch go outside and would follow after him, kind of worried, especially since he went to the bathroom, Chief went to the bathroom, Jerry went to the bathroom. It's all worrisome, especially after the last bathroom trip. So, she would follow outside, kind of see what he's doing. Are you okay?
Sam, what I will give you too is as soon as you walk out, Mitch, are you staring at the bike?
He's not staring at the bike. He's staring at the ground, but he's pacing back and forth like that like high school. I'm about to get into a fight. And he's like shaking his hands out, and he's just pacing back and forth in like a circle in the parking lot.
Okay. Sam, you notice that the bike is in a proximity of this current pacing and gesticulating. You can walk up and talk to him. Guys, I shall be right back. I can hear you, though.
Perfect.
Are you okay?
Yeah, Sam, I'm fine. I just needed some air.
What happened in there?
He said that he doesn't think that that Ben's gonna make it, and I said that that's not what I heard. And then he was talking to Jerry, and I told Jerry no, and that to remember what Ben's tape said, and I kind of told him to go back to the lane, and that he didn't have to do anything.
You don't think he's going to go finish the job, do you?
I don't think so. It's a hospital. I mean, there's doctors and stuff, right?
Yeah, but he's a cop.
Yeah, but I think visiting hours are for everyone, right? Can cops just go do whatever they want?
When it's a special case like this, maybe. I mean, he was involved with a crime that makes it look like it's somebody else, so...
I mean, Ben's safe as long as he's bowling here, right?
Yeah.
So, we know he's at least safe for now.
Are you ready to go back in?
No, I just need a minute alone.
You sure you don't want me to sit out here with you?
No, I'm okay, Sam.
She kind of, like, pats you on the shoulder and, like, hesitates for a second before going inside.
And you can hear, like, after you start to, like, open the door.
She pauses, but continues to go inside.
Okay. What is Jerry doing? You were sort of dismissed by Mitch. What is Jerry doing, though?
Out of everybody, I think Jerry's got the most respect for Mitch. Like, Mitch always seems to have a head on his shoulders. So, when Mitch told him he's got this, it took him a little while to climb down from his anger, but he trusts that Mitch has got this. So he'd just make his way back to the group, kind of nod at Sam as she passes, and get back. Like, where'd all the cheese go? But George isn't here, so
With the that proclamation, we will pick back up with what George thinks about all of this. Whether or not he peacocks in front of, we will leave that up to. And here we are. As Jerry returns to the lane in question, Jerry, please deliver your line one more time so George can hear what you have to say.
where'd all the cheese go?
It's all right, man. I was hungry.
Is she afraid you're gonna get fat?
No.
You should be. I saw your mom and your dad. It's your future.
They're like,
You're gonna have to eat some grass.
yeah. What do you think lettuce is? It's just fancy grass.
Yeah, it's just fancy grass.
Yeah.
You need more
Tough
cheese.
guy. And he like pokes you in the girt. Pretty sure he's got a tuft of fat in the front, so he pokes it in your belly.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so as this exchange of the future unfolds for either Jerry or George, we cut back over to the arcade as deep inside the cabinet's well is Rob, visor down, mouthpiece down, as he is addressing Optimus Prime.
Beatbox, I don't have much time. You need to prepare. They're coming.
Already? Where?
I don't know when, but you don't have much time. Days, weeks. They're coming. They know. The Decepticons. They know.
What do they know?
They know you, Beatbox.
Oh. How can we keep communications open?
You must find what they're doing to block us. Blaster has told me that there's something keeping us from speaking. Look for an antenna, some type of tower.
Roger that. We'll take care of it.
I know you will, Beatbox. Until the day, until all are one. And he disappears.
Oh shit! And he's gonna turn and run towards the lane that everybody's in.
You get there right as George is poking Jerry's belly. Sam, you return just at the same time, so you're all kind of converging. But we're going to cut outside to the parking lot to see exactly what Mitch intends to do.
Nothing good. Mitch has made a choice, and he has waited an appropriate amount of time. He has worked up said nerves, and no one but Sam has come out, especially not Jerry, and especially not the chief. And Jerry, like I said, Jerry gets away with a lot of things, and Mitch thinks he can get away with it too. He reaches behind him into his back pocket and pulls out his adjustable wrench. And I use my iconic item to go to town on that bike.
What are you doing specifically to the bike? Are you just trying to dismantle, or are you trying to sabotage?
Giving him a tune-up?
I don't think he has the mental fortitude to sabotage it. He's not using the wrench as a wrench. He is smashing the bike everywhere he can. Mirrors, headlamp, the gas tank. He's tearing up the seat, bending the fenders. He is destroying this thing.
Oh, okay, so you're going like full barbarian on this thing.
Yeah.
You're just...
Yep, he's taking out all of the recent pent-up aggression and all of the aggression that any 13-year-old can muster, and he is smashing this bike.
Everybody roll investigate that's inside the bowling alley when you reconverge. Rob, you are just getting up there when all of you, or none of you... Let's see, who do we got with investigate? That's Sam. Okay, so Sam and Jerry. As the two of you are converging from the other side, you hear the first boom, 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 boom coming from outside as many people in a very loud bowling alley, especially on this end, are turning towards the area. And Jerry and Sam, when you guys look back towards the door, you see the bathroom door open and the chief walk out. And when the chief walks out, he turns, hearing the boom, 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 as the cacophony of destruction bleeds in from the parking lot. Jerry, Sam, you two would probably be the only ones to know what the hell's going on.
Jerry's heart is swelling with such pride.
I have an idea. If you want to go save Mitch.
We gotta run a distraction.
I'm about to.
Yeah.
This whole time, Rob's going, guys.
Not right now, no.
No. Where's
Rob.
What?
Not right now. The chief is about to go get Rob or Mitch.
Okay, I'm going to
Shit.
give you all a 10-second countdown as the chief is headed outside, as are several other of the nearer people to kind of see what is going on. What is the group doing? I need one action from everyone, whether it's an activity or it's a plan of action. Now's the time to let me know.
So, to cause a distraction, what I want to do is take the largest bowling ball that she can pick up, and she wants to pretend like she's gonna bowl it, drop it, and like fall at the same time to make the loudest thump sound that she can, and pray to God people want to come help her. The adults, especially.
Okay. So this is straight up deception. So roll a charm roll for me. I'm going to tell you this before you roll it. This is going to require multiple successes. The more successes you get, the more fish you put on the hook here. We'll
Can
see how
I
it
use like my iconic item? I'd have to roll with it in order to.
Yes, your iconic item would give you an automatic 2 successes with this. I will tell you this, you would probably want to add that to whatever you rolled to for maximum effect.
Okay.
As you fall and go spread eagle, you do have luck if you wanted to re-roll it. I mentioned that before to everybody else. You can burn a luck point if you would like to re-roll those.
Fuck it.
Can I help her by when she falls yelling, oh no, someone get help?
You could have, but it has to be declared before she starts her action sequence. So
I'm sorry.
I thought about it afterwards and I was like, oh man.
Okay,
I should have shared what I was doing. It's on me. Fuck it. I'm gonna use a luck point, and I'm gonna re-roll. Let's take that.
Okay. So with the scrunchie, that is 4 successes. The scrunchie already gives you 2. So, wow, 2 plus 9, you still only got 2. No,
I know.
No, because you didn't
just
get.
gives you 2 extra dice. I don't think it gives you any successes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so with the 2 successes, as you kind of fall and flail and gesticulate, a couple people, maybe like a third of the people that were headed outside, turn and go, "Oh my word!" And men
Not
and
the
women.
chief?
No, the chief is hell bent on going in the direction he's going. You have made your play. Now I need to know what Rob, Jerry, and George are doing.
I tried, guys.
You got about a third of them, so that's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Man, I think George wants to like just throw a shoe at him. George doesn't know what else to do because he doesn't want to get up in front of him because he's a big adult and George is George. He is a guy, and so George is doubly not interested in him. So
Okay,
I think
so
I'm just gonna.
You want to throw a shoe at the chief
Yeah.
of police? Okay. Go ahead and roll me just do a force roll here.
Jeez, what am I doing here? 1 success.
You hit him as the shoe gifted to you by Jerry Kramer goes flying. It cracks the chief in the side of the head as he turns around and looks back where it came from. I need you to roll a charm roll if you want to pretend like you didn't throw it. And if you want to take credit for it, you can just stand there and accept blame or...
Oh man, he might just accept the blame.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you accept and he stares and looks at you, he goes, "What the hell, son?" As he's like rubbing the back of his head.
I thought it was a game.
"You thought it was a what?" And he starts walking towards you, George. What's everybody else doing?
Hopefully bailing me out.
There are still several people going outside.
George,
Hey,
what the
everybody,
fuck?
if you want to take a drink and get some music going, I think it's about time we played The Touch by Stan Bush as the iconic song of Mitch as he's beating the absolute fuck out of that. So, yeah.
So at this point, are we all hearing this? Or
Oh yeah, you guys have
Okay.
all realized that something real bad's going on out in the parking lot.
Plus, Sam said that the chief's going to get Mitch.
Yeah, fair enough. I guess Rob's smart enough to put 2 and 2 together there. Rob's going to try to run outside and grab Mitch. So he wants to dip, duck, dive, and dodge between all the people trying to make their way outside.
Okay, Beatbox, make a move roll for me as you roll out.
Dance it out, my dude. You have luck?
You have luck to spend if you want to.
Yeah, he's gonna do that. He's gonna shush and moving on up.
You are able to, Walter Payton your way, since we're in 87, through the crowd, but there's 2 people still between you and the door, but you've made it through most of them. They're going to get there before you do, Rob. The last person to do anything here is Jerry.
Jerry is going to grab the Chief's very distinctive bowling ball from the ball return and go to run past him out the door with it.
Are you trying to do so he knows you're doing it?
Yeah, he's got it in his hand, like he's drawing attention to himself.
Okay, I will allow you to do either of the following, Jerry. I will allow you to do a charm or an empathize.
One of those things has a better chance than the other, so I'd like to go with a charm. But I'm still gonna fail.
Once again, luck's been flowing. If you have some, you may spend it.
It resets after every episode.
I mean, yeah, I guess I may as well.
What?
Yeah, that's much better.
Rob, as you're running through, you get kind of clipped on the shoulder a bit as Jerry comes through holding the ball over his head. He makes it past the last 2 people as you bear witness to the Chief turning away from the shoe strike as he watches Jerry run past, and he goes, "That's my fucking ball!" And Jerry, you're outside and you see Mitch
going in on this bike.
Now, is he just doing it really slow, or is that just slow motion happening?
Slow motion.
That was slow motion.
Okay. Just making sure.
I work in effects, man.
So now since Rob gets checked by Jerry running outside, then he hears the sheriff scream, "That's my fucking ball!" You're gonna turn around. The sheriff's now headed back towards that way.
He's headed right at you, Rob. Yeah.
Rob's gonna attempt another and like act like the mob of people trying to get outside, just kind of like Jerry checked him, and then and he's gonna try to fall into the sheriff and see if he can't buy some time, if it were.
Are you trying to fall into him with the effect to delay him or trip him?
Yes. I kind of want to like trip him up. Like, well, I mean, it's essentially the same thing. I want him to have to like take some time to make sure to save face. I don't want him to be like, "Oh shit, sorry, kid," and like walk over me. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of sounds like the type of dude he is. But I want to fall into him. If I trip him, so be it.
Okay, so what I'm going to allow you to do here, 2 things. You can roll a move roll, or you can roll a force roll. The move roll is you're going to trip him up. The force roll is you're going to trip him up and knock him on his ass with the attempt. You're going to try to take him down.
We're just going to do the move because I don't think Rob has put enough foresight into trying to put as much weight into this. I think he's seen too many movies, so he thinks that the officer's just gonna be like, "Oh, are you all right, son? Let me call the paramedic." Like he thinks it's gonna be some kind of, cutscene type thing. So we're just gonna go with a move.
So, Rob, as you take the hit and fall down to the ground, your body actually lands on one of the top of the shoe soles of the chief. And as his bowling shoes catch on your body that's suddenly at his feet, he goes flying. And as he plants into the ground, you hear an audible kind of, not a pop or a crack, but like a grinding sound, like a, and you immediately see him wince as he grabs his left side, as he, oh, God damn it, as he grabs and he's laying there and he kind of bows up and horseshoes up as he's just kind of clutching his side, the left-hand side, lower towards the, bottom part of his ribs and the kidneys, right around the size where a right-handed fist of a middle school boy wielding a roll of pennies would be able to hit. Let's cut outside. Jerry, you run out with the ball. And because of that dope-ass move, everybody better queue up. The whispers rock steady as we see what's going on outside in the parking lot.
Tink! Tink! Tink!
I think Jerry has a bit of a Free Willy moment. Like he jumps up in the air, yeah, and freezes for a second. Seeing Mitch do his thing. He's like, Mitch, run!
What?
He's coming! Go!
And he looks back and sees the door like swing closed with a crowd of people around it. He's like, shit! And he grabs the first bike he sees. Not sure which one it is, but he grabs a bike and starts to pedal.
Watch it be mine.
Streamers.
Cut
The streamers
off
are cut off.
streamers.
Right, fair enough.
So there's like little nubs.
Yeah,
Just,
a basket.
you do have the
still-
basket. The basket is there.
Let's roll roll me a comprehend to see whose bike you end up with.
Sure.
The number of successes will be who it is.
1 success. Wait, no, 0. What happened here?
That was 0 successes for you, as yes, it is in fact Sam's bike that you have grabbed.
Perfect.
There's a little thing of
Back up.
lotion in the basket already.
That's where it was. It was never in the purse. And he just starts to pedal. He still has the wrench in one hand, and he's like holding on awkwardly with the wrench sticking out as he grabs the handlebars. And I don't know where he's going.
Okay, but he leaves the parking lot of the Red Oaks bowling alley. You have a bowling ball, Jerry, and a posse that saw you leave the bowling alley with the ball. What are you doing?
Unable to resist himself, like he's real caught up in the moment now. Jerry's gonna like just heave the bowling ball into the motorcycle and then go to grab his bike, take off too.
Okay, with an extra die from the bowling ball that is working for as an item, the Chiefs bowling ball, I'm going to give you actually 2 extra dice here. So add 2 extra dice to your force roll as you walk up and shot put this thing into the bike.
I'm gonna have to roll it and then roll like 2 dice.
You can add 2 real quick to it as well.
Well, it won't go past 5,
Oh, right.
so
Oh,
I'll
that's right.
I'll roll a tech there.
Okay.
4 successes?
Jesus.
Christ, Jerry.
I'm an animal.
The bowling ball just splits.
Jerry angry.
So as Jerry runs forward and almost like an Olympic discus or, like a shot putter, as he takes it from his shoulder and then spins it around from the side, you just heave this ball into the side of the bike, and it immediately not only dents the gas tank, it becomes a part of the gas tank. And as it hits the side, it pushes through the split of the bike housing, and you actually see the tank lurch free from the frame and hang as the bike with so much force goes off of its kickstand and smashes to the ground as the first person comes out of the bowling alley. What you
I
doing,
want to
Jerry?
drop Rob's name now, but goes around comes around. No, Jerry's just gonna like shout back or start making pig noises as he goes to hop on his bike and take off behind Mitch.
Roll a charm roll for me here.
Yep. Oh, I got that too.
You are able to make it out of the parking lot before the chief pulls himself off the ground, like wincing in pain. And as he makes it out after Rob's attack, when he gets out, he doesn't see anybody in the lot. He sees his destroyed bike, but the two ladies that ran out of the bowling alley, they say, it was one of those boys and he was making pig noises. I don't think he likes the police. And we're going to cut back inside as there is a ruckus. Could you define the ruckus? There is a ruckus outside of the Red Oaks bowling alley as Sam, George, and Rob, known acquaintances now of both Mitch and Jerry, are still in the bowling alley.
Is there some crowd still like heading out?
With the screams of the chief busting down, everybody that you kind of drugged back is now turning back around. You stopped a third of them from going out. Rob kind of stopped a few of them with his fall. Many people were helping Rob up, thinking he was a victim too of this crazy ball-wielding kid that came through. But everyone else, you're okay. Also, all of the bowling stones have left their area. As George, you're kind of standing there and you're alone.
I'm alone right now?
Yep.
I'm sure they have some wounded soldiers in there. They have some like mostly drank beers, and those are going in all the bags as I'm scuttling out of there.
Gotcha. So I'm not even gonna make you roll for that because that's dope as shit. So as you just start pouring stuff into every conceivable fucking bag, are you guys going out like the opposite door at the other end of the Red Oaks, or your bikes are now on the side that the ruckus took place on?
I would probably go the long way and kind of like go around the building if I could to kind of grab my bike. Because I assume we have a habit of putting us like towards the edge.
Sure, yeah, but when you go around to grab your bike, Sam, your bike's not there.
Motherfucker.
Just take Mitch's.
Yeah, Mitch's is there.
I don't want to ride Mitch's. It's probably dirty.
Ride mine. I'll ride
Yours
Mitch's.
is probably dirty. I know where you've been.
I take showers. It's clean. Okay.
And
Goddamn,
I'm gonna assume I'm hanging out with you guys, and Rob's just gonna say, I have pegs.
But what are we gonna do with the extra bike? We have to take it.
Oh, fuck it. I'll just ride Mitch's. Whatever. Stupid. And she like stands the whole time like she doesn't want to touch his seat.
It's probably for the best.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I would like Frags, Rhino, and Sam to take off your headsets as I ask Mitch and Bitters where they're going.
Man, I don't know. I think... Fuck. I don't think he would go to the Falcon or to the Astro Train or to Teletran 2 because he knows that he was being followed. Like, the people were coming out and he doesn't want to lead people to a secret lair. But I think he goes back towards Tradewinds.
Okay. Jerry, you would see him on what would appears to be a vector towards Tradewinds. You can follow him or you can veer off. You can do something different. But if that's where Mitch is going, you have the option to follow or pull back. What would you like to do?
No, I think Jerry's going to do what he can to catch up and, ride wingman style on this one.
Okay, you guys are riding. We're going to cut back to you guys first in a moment. And since you've already determined where you're going, you can keep your headphones on. We'll have everybody else put theirs on, and you can see if they decide to follow or not.
Sorry, I was typing so that I could make a joke.
Okay, so you are all on your bikes. Where would you like to go?
Falcon?
I was saying the Falcon.
Yeah.
And then I
I'm
said
sorry, the
Autobots
Falcon.
roll. The Falcon. Autobots roll out.
You get your +1 empathize, George, as that admission in and of itself admits friendship with Ben.
And that's a permanent +1, right?
If you corrected yourself right there, yes, you got it.
That's adorable.
Okay, so the three of you are heading towards the Falcon.
That's where Sam feels like the other two would head. If that's true, she doesn't know. Rob, if you have input.
No, Rob's gonna agree with you there, but Rob's so stoked about talking about Optimus's directive that he is just he's Lance Armstrong. He's whatever 1987's version of Lance Armstronging it is. He's rad.
I think it was Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, he's like every little hill and jump. He's just whoa.
He's rad. Oh.
Sam's just trying not to touch the seat.
Okay, so as the three of you head towards in the direction of the Falcon, and the two of you head in a decidedly different direction.
Damn it.
It's about 10 minutes later when the first sounds of the sirens begin to creep from the inside of Garrett. I would like anybody that's trying to be quiet or avoid these sirens to roll me a sneak check, as apparently the authorities have been notified.
We didn't do anything.
Well, now the time for laying low comes.
Yeah,
Well, shit.
Fuck yeah, 2 successes on Mitch.
no.
I don't think we did anything wrong.
Yeah.
Or I
We're just a
didn't
couple of
do
kids,
anything.
you know?
I didn't do anything wrong, so I don't need to be sneaky.
Yeah, we're just a couple friends.
I'm a good
Hanging out
girl.
again.
Okay, so as the three of you are riding towards the Falcon, the three of you being George, Sam, and Rob, as you are riding down in that direction, a cop car, you see the globe and the flash of the yellow and the blue on the road behind you, and you hear the very tinny, I need everybody to pull over right now.
Sir, we're already over. Can't get over any further.
We're on bikes.
I couldn't hear that, but I'm going to ask you to stop anyway.
He makes sure, because the cops are, he does like the arm down at a right angle, so he knows that he's stopping because it's proper hand signals.
Okay.
Wow.
And Sam, still without like touching the seat as much as she can, she kind of like pops forward to kind of stop the bike without like falling over.
As the car comes to a stop, its lights in this early evening kind of blinding you from the occupants, you see the passenger side door open, and striding forward in a Bowling Stones t-shirt is the chief, as he looks at the three of you. Well, you know him though. What the hell is wrong with your friends? Did you see what they did to my bike?
I wouldn't really call them friends.
Yeah, we're like schoolmates, really.
Yeah,
And even then, like, I think, I don't know, saw him at recess once.
We were all bowling together.
our
Weren't we
parents
though?
make us.
Yeah.
And that will give you a charm roll.
Okay.
Now, if the two of you are working in tandem, I will allow you guys to get advantage on this roll. Once again, this is the chief, so there's multiple successes required. I will leave it up to the two of you who actually makes the roll. And I will remind Sam that she has already used her iconic item for this.
I haven't, and my hair might be in a bit of a tizzy, so I might need to, brush it up real quick. and charm his little dickens off right now.
Charm those Dickens.
All right, yes, that's what that's what George is known for.
Go, boy, go.
Oh god, 3 successes.
This is fucking bullshit, man.
All
You have
right.
one more than me.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, would you? Where do they live? The one boy's in the trailer park. I know that, but the big boy, where's he live? Do you know where he lives?
Honestly, sir, he might be homeless, or maybe in a shelter. I don't know. To be perfectly honest, he's.
Sure, we don't have a shelter.
I don't know, man.
Okay. And he starts backing up and gets into the car. And a moment later, he drives off, leaving Rob, George, and Sam unaccosted.
Ooh, things got rolling real quick, but Rob was gonna have a chase scene.
I don't think we should go to the Falcon if they're so close to us right now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. Do we want to divert to my house?
We might have to. Because I don't know. They
My
don't know
dad's
where
still
it's at,
probably-
right?
I mean,
They don't know where the Falcon's at.
that's
If he knows where Mitch lives, that's where he's going.
Mitch wouldn't be dumb enough to go home, would he?
It's Mitch.
he's got a point.
Hey guys, I went home.
Fucking moron. I think we should just go to your house. I don't think leading them to let them know where the Falcon's at is a good idea.
That's yeah. We don't want to get tailed there.
Guys, I need everybody together.
Why?
We have a mission. And he's gonna point at his helmet.
Optimus is talking to you again? I mean, he's talking to you tonight?
Yes, like always, but this one's important.
What does he need?
We have to reopen communications. They're coming. We need to make a plan. We need to be together. We need Mitch.
Well, where do you think Mitch would
Rob.
go if it's not the Falcon?
They didn't go to the Falcon. There's no way they wouldn't want to lead them there. So where would they go? Sorry, I said the same thing she said.
It's okay.
Well, if he's at his house or not, that's where the bin beater's going. We need to make sure Mitch doesn't get it too.
So, go to his house then?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, I don't think this is a good idea, man.
I'm going.
I mean, we're pretty sure that he killed Ben. What's to say he won't kill Mitch?
I'm not denying that part. I'm just. Where would you be if you were in Mitch's shoes? Doesn't he go to like a mechanic's garage or something like that? Couldn't they lay low there, maybe? Or where does Jerry like that? Well, Jerry's a mystery, unfortunately.
Fucking knows what Jerry does.
But if we're wrong, Mitch is.
You know him better than we do. If you think he went home, he probably went home.
I don't know. I just know if he is gone there, we need to be there too.
Okay, let's look at it this way. Is Mitch's house the closest place that we could look for him right now, from where we are right now?
I'm gonna be honest, I have absolutely no idea.
It would be as close as anything else.
Okay. So, yeah. All right, then fine. We'll go there. But we got to be, we got to be sneaky about this, though. We already had one run in, and if we show up at the same place and the cop sees us again, if the chief sees us again, then we're in deep shit, man.
And when I mean it's sneaky, I mean that it is sneaky because you would have to go through the woods to get there quickly.
Fuck.
Don't worry, guys. The Predator's not real, remember?
Go fuck yourself.
It's hard to express this Rob style, but Rob's not sure if that's where they went. He just knows that that's where this dude's probably going, and if Mitch is there, he doesn't want there to be a problem. So he'd rather sneak and check and make sure and do some recon and follow this guy around.
To lie alone, you know?
Yeah, if this guy is the man, as so to speak, we can't let him be anywhere unwatched. Anybody got like a raven they can send out?
Can we have a familiar?
Yeah.
Van Halen, are you there?
It's an owl for George to say who on it.
He comes back, but this time it's Hagar. No, fuck.
All right, so are we set on going to Mitch's house, trailer, whatever it is?
I do agree that if Mitch happens to be there, it would be better for all of us to be there.
All right, then let's go through the woods. I mean, it's cover of darkness in that. Cover of woods might be the best route.
So we don't die in there.
They're not going to look for us in the woods, you know.
I'm less worried about them in the woods.
You know, let's do it. All right, guys.
Yeah.
Don't say it. Autobots roll out.
Say it.
Autobots roll out. Go. You did it.
Autobots roll out.
Nerd alert.
Autobots roll.
All
That's
right.
better. That was good. What do you press?
So as the
Is that not what you were saying?
right.
No. It was better than what I was saying, though.
Okay, so as you guys the three of you are deciding to go through the woods to get to the Tradewinds trailer park, correct?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Dangerously so, but yes.
And this is the real rad moment right here. The freaking trails.
Yeah, exactly. You
I'm
guys
not
are
on Ben's bike.
shout some shit as you guys are going through here. So as you guys start to kind of dip down into these like single tire washouts that are a little more than deer trails, I would like everybody to go to the playlist, cue up a little Edward Money, and play me a little Take Me Home Tonight as the first dip into the night of Garrett and into the deeper shadows of the forest continue as three figures descend into the woods, passing close to the tree of Van Halen and the fallen robot that is still there close to her glade. And as they creep and go down 1, 2, 3, 400 yards past the tree line of the wasteland and the robot graveyard of the mag trucks, there is a flash of red eyes in one of the limbs of the tree as there is a and we cut over to Tradewinds Trailer Park as cue up that fucking Edward Money. What are you guys doing?
Man, so I rolled so many sneaks. He is not going home to Tradewinds because he is smart enough to not lead him to Teletrad 2, is smart enough not to lead him home, but he does go right for Ben's house because he knows no one's going to be there.
Okay. And because I also saw that Jerry rolled some sneaks as well. Jerry, you're able to keep up and you were riding beside him this whole time. So in silence, as you guys ride into the Tradewinds Trailer Park, knowing the back roads that bikes can take you, you're able to get behind the Ben's house, his trailer, and with those sneaks, you climb inside.
Sweet. I would like to also try to hide the bike if I can.
Hide Sam's bike? Sure.
Yeah, so that no one can see it, like if the cop drives by, right?
Yep, there's a washout behind the back end. You can surely do so.
Sure. So yeah, he dumps it back there, and he climbs in. And now he's like sweaty, and like the weight of what he just did is now like finally hitting him as the adrenaline begins to like sort of start to wane, and he's just pacing in what I imagine is like the front living room of the house, and he's like, shit, Jerry, what did I do? What the hell, man?
I'm so proud of you right now.
Shut up, Jerry. Fuck. I don't know what happened. I was out there, and then Sam was there, and then Sam wasn't there, and I just started hitting it, and Shit!
Nobody even saw you. You don't even have to worry.
Yeah, but people saw you. You had like a bowling ball.
So what?
At least he didn't do anything too stupid, I guess. Shit.
We trashed that bike.
We did trash that bike.
You mess with our friends, we mess with you, you know?
Oh, man.
We sent a message.
We did, I guess, man. Shit. I messed that bike up. Man, we took that thing apart. Now what the hell do I do?
As the two of you are sitting in front of the trailer park, that is the trailer, Ben's trailer, that's just littered with trash and ashtrays that are overflowing, you hear the sirens come into the trade winds. And as the globes of flashing blue and red pass by the house that they had stopped at the day before, they continue down to the trailer of Mitch. And as they pull up outside, you see two of the cars open as the chief gets out and starts to walk towards the door. But also, as the globes illuminate the inside of this dark trailer, you see the dark stains on the walls. You see the trails of dots along the matted carpet of the trailer. And you know this is the blood of your friend.
I think Jerry will get caught mid-sentence, like, all right, this is the part where we just lay low. Fuck.
Shit, man, this was a bad idea. This whole thing was a bad idea. Smashing the bike, coming here. Shit. Man, I don't know what to do right now. I know that's usually my thing, but...
What do you mean? Nothing. We just wait till they leave.
Fuck. And he sort of quietly walks down the hall to Ben's room.
As it was described to Jerry in the last episode, when you go in, you see nothing but a mattress, a beach towel that was used for warmth, a comforter. You see a box full of clothes that have to be too small. You see a few remaining tape cases, some D-cell batteries, some stacked comic books, some stacked film magazines, all that remains of the life that was Ben McKenzie.
Yeah, I think he just kind of plops down on Ben's mattress. And one of those, like, knees to chest, and he's just kind of hugging his knees, waiting for the lights to stop.
Okay, so as you're sitting there and this is occurring, Jerry, you would see as they're turning away from Mitch's house. Apparently no one is home, and there's been no warrant issued, and this is just not the chief who's trying to get into this house. But you would see the old man that saw you earlier that day climbing out of the window of the trailer. As he comes over, you see him saddle up to the chief, and as if he can actually see you in the darkened window, he points directly at the trailer of Ben McKenzie.
Oh, shit. Mitch, we gotta get out.
What? What do you
Out the
mean?
window. Out the window.
And he looks up to Ben's window, which I assume is like a crack open. And he slides the window open more. And begins to try to scramble out.
I think Jerry's quick to get to him as well.
Each of you roll a sneak roll for me, please.
I got one.
I did it! I have luck. I'm gonna luck
You've
this
lost your nerve.
one. I'm gonna luck this one. I did it.
Okay, so as you guys are able to climb out and drop to the ground, you make it back to your bikes, apparently unseen. What would you like to do?
Where's the chief?
You can't see right now, but the globes of flashing red and blue seem to be creeping down the gravel towards Ben's trailer.
Fuck. Mitch looks back to Jared and he says, he's gonna keep following us, man.
Butts' house.
Do you have a pocket knife?
Not on me. They confiscated it at school. It's probably for the best though, because I was totally gonna like cut Billy Proctor. No, I don't.
Shit. Man, he really doesn't want the cop to follow him anymore. I was gonna slash his tire. Yeah, I guess he says, he kind of looks to you, he says, we gotta stop him from following us. If he's just gonna follow us to Butts' house.
You want to fuck up his car too?
He's,
I like the way you think.
No, I can't. We don't have time to fuck up the car. No, I can't fuck up the car. Like, the most I could do is, like, take a lug nut off. But I don't even think I could do that.
We could steal it. Wait till he goes in the trailer. Take the car.
No, we can't steal the car.
Oh my god.
They'll find the car. They know it's us. That's too much. Shit. I think we just have to go.
So let's go.
All right.
Which way are you going?
Man, Greg, I don't know. I guess Jerry's idea is as better as any of them. He's gonna head to Butts' house.
Well, my question is this. Taking the road exposes you, but of course there is the secrecy and the darkness of the forest.
We're taking the Mirkwood.
Good. Good. Excellent. So as you enter into the Mirkwood, let's see. What do I want? Give me some Pat Benatar Invincible, everybody, as we're going through into the darkest areas of Garrett. And as you're riding to the west, and actually you're riding to the east and certain members are riding to the west, it is at the bottom of one of the shallow washouts that runs pretty heavy with winter melt, but is now currently dry. You see the three descending forms of your friends and Mitch, your bike, instead of the one that you're currently riding.
I think he realizes it. He looks down as he sees them and realizes that he's on Sam's bike. And then skids to a halt, but it's far less cool because it's not his bike. What are you guys doing?
Trying to find you. We gotta keep fucking going, though. Predators.
What?
Fucking, do I need to say it again? Rob, you say it. You'll say it 3 times.
Sam's gonna smack George.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It's one thing to interrupt him, it's another to say shit like that, all right?
Rob's gonna look at George and go, "Ha." The multiple things he's gonna stutter, "Ha ha ha," is not gonna be one of the things that actually comes out.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, well, we can't go back to trade winds right now.
Okay, good. We didn't really want to go there anyway. So what are we doing now? Or we're not. Can we go to the Falcon? Do we want to really?
I think we
expose
should go
that?
to your house or something. I don't
Okay,
know.
then let's head to
Well, the chief.
Misty Pines or wherever I'm from. I don't know.
I think the chief's at my house.
Then extra reason for us to get the fuck the other way.
But can we trust your parents?
Yeah, my dad's not home, so yeah, we're good. At least I don't think he is. Fuck.
Is your mom still munching turf?
You keep it real clean there, Rob. All right.
Can I have my bike back? While they're having this conversation, Sam's just trying to like ignore it and move forward.
He looks to you and he yeah. Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to take yours.
That shit, please.
I'm trying to move past it, Greg. Let me move past it.
Sorry, Sam. I didn't mean to take your bike. I had to get away. And he like hops off your bike and hands it over to you.
She like examines it real quick to make sure you didn't like break anything.
It's fine.
I don't trust you.
I work on cars.
Doesn't mean you don't break things.
It's probably greasy.
Shut up, Rob.
I'm just gonna wash everything, don't I?
Hey, Rob. You know what? You're the last one to get Sunny D. Okay.
Will you be nice?
Let's go. I don't have time for this. Let's go.
Hey, Rob's gonna pick his bike up like the wheelie to turn it around in the direction we're going. I'm more partial to the purple stuff.
City punch.
Everybody roll an investigate check for me, please.
He's not into the purple stuff at all.
Good. Everybody but me.
Continue that trend.
As you all sort of turn around and look back up the other side of the wash that's heading back towards the east, the one where the three had just come down, with this change in view, and as the evergreens and some of the oaks that are losing their leaves break for a moment in the new night, it is only then that you all realize that there is a maybe 100-foot radio tower that seems to be extending in the middle of the wood off the trail.
You don't think that...
The communications. Rob's gonna spin around and look right at Mitch and look Jerry.
Optimus Prime told him that we need to clear the communications.
Yeah.
Something's blocking it. And she pats Rob.
Uh-huh. They're coming in days. He's sorry for Ben, and I'm in charge.
I wouldn't go that far. The rest of it I'm okay with. I'm putting you in charge.
Yeah, somebody who has to say they're in charge really isn't in charge.
Somebody who has to struggle through most things they order is a bit much.
I didn't say it.
Okay, and she pats your head this time. With love, clearly.
So what do we just break the tower?
Yeah, that instructions unclear.
They have the boxes on towers, don't they?
And power relays. Maybe we take out the power relay.
Huh?
Mitch walks over, or I guess he's now with them because Sam switched bikes. But he kind of leans over to Rob and slaps the helmet down. What?
I forgot that was a feature. If we destroy the tower, I can communicate with Optimus more clearly.
Oh.
I forgot how good that voice is.
And it's really difficult to do because I'm really muffled because I'm not hearing myself in my headphones. You know, this something that's whatever.
So
Whoa, brag. You know?
I mean,
Just being really humble right now. Don't mind me.
you want to put your fiber link in chat?
Yeah.
So,
All right, let me do it again.
so we have to. I don't know anything about radio relays. I guess I can figure it out.
You just gotta break it, right? Just gotta fuck it up. You already know how to do that. Look at the Chiefs play.
He like nervously laughs. Yeah, but then they'll just fix it. They'll only bring it down for a couple days.
Well, it's still some progress. That's more instructions from Optimus that we can get.
All I need is a few minutes.
Oh shit. Greg, where was or did I see Ben's walkie-talkie?
Where was the last place you saw his walkie-talkie?
Since we have his personal effects, and I was just in his room, did I see it in any of those two places?
You did not see it lying out in any of those two places.
Last we saw was in the Falcon.
No, but he has that's because he had it on him. But I would assume he would have brought it home, because that's how we would have communicated. That's how I got Jerry's attention. And
Yeah, you would have known that he would have had it on him. He wouldn't have left it in the Falcon.
Fuck. Guys, if we can get back to Ben's, I think I can take his walkie-talkie and wire it to the radio tower, and then we can hear.
I don't think that's a good idea right
I don't
now.
think that's a
Can't
good
we
thing.
just use one of our walkie-talkies and then get Ben's later?
I guess so. That works.
We're going to his house anyway. We might as well just use George's.
I have mine on me. I always have it on me. We'll just use mine. It's right there. And he points to the giant tower.
So just do it now then.
Let's go. How far is this tower away, Greg?
100 feet.
It's 100 feet up, but you would guess it's probably about 50 to 100 yards off the trail.
And we're in, like, a forest.
You are deep within the Mirkwood. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, so
Now-
he's already off the bike, so he just starts pushing it that way.
Never leave the trail.
With the visor down, if I look up at the antenna, is there anything emanating off of it that I can see?
Roll me to investigate. You don't
Cool.
see any. You don't see anything. No.
Let's roll. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not needed.
So we go to the tower, Greg.
Yeah, well,
I was drinking.
Okay. So how are you guys approaching the towers? You can either leave your bikes on the trail and walk up towards the tower. You can push your bikes up to the tower. How would you like to do it?
We're rolling out.
You can't ride up. You'd have to push your bikes up there.
I think Mitch would push his bike, given the need for a speedy getaway from several places recently.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So you all push your bikes up there. And when you get up, you realize the following. Actually, I'm going to make everybody roll investigates. You get up to the chain link fence surrounding the tower.
Success.
Success from Sam and Mitch. As you both look around, you realize a couple things. The chain link that's around this almost like it looks like an oil rig type of construction that rises up. There is a chain link fence all around. There's no access road whatsoever leading up to this facility, station. There's no gate.
Rob, you said that Optimus told you about this place?
He said they were blocking the transmission with the tower. He didn't give me locations.
Can we climb over it? Like, does it look easy? Not easy,
Is there
but
Constantine
climb-
wire? Like-
No, it's not like lined with razor wire or anything like
Well,
that.
you know how things are nowadays.
Mitch.
Oh,
Mitch
absolutely, but
looks-
this is the 80s, so it's a
True.
taller fence though. It's not like a chain link from a yard. This is a good 10, 12 foot tall chain link fence with like a reinforcement around the 8 foot mark. So you definitely have to climb up, and it's not something that, I mean, if you fell off the top, it wouldn't be fun. But
does it have one of those like at the very top where it's like bent like that?
yes,
Outwards?
it's bent out. So what you'd have to do is one of those kind of free climbs where you get up and go out for a moment and swing out and then pull yourselves up. So it's a difficult one.
Mitch reaches down and like adjusts his jacket and then pulls off his Optimus Prime pin and throws it at the fence.
Tink, 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 tink.
Do you have your wrench still?
Yeah. Of course.
Would you could we do anything to make the wire so we could go underneath it? Or make a hole so we can go through it?
I mean, it's a wrench, not wire cutters. But
I know, but you could fuck it up enough that we could go into it. I don't know.
I guess we could just pull up really hard.
Maybe if I pull it up, you guys could squeeze under.
Yeah,
I can help.
want to make a lot of notice that we've been here. I think doing what Jerry said might be the best.
Jerry said pull it up.
Yeah.
You gonna see if you can do that?
Yeah, we can do that.
I would need then a force roll from Jerry.
I'm going to assist him.
I would need a force roll with advantage from Jerry.
Look at that.
You can roll again since you have the advantage. You've already succeeded with 2, but you can see if you got... Okay.
2
So
is.
as you pull, Jerry is able to... He's able to lift it off the ground enough for 2 of you to get through. Who wants to get through? Before he has to kind of readjust and he loses it.
Probably
So-
Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mention Rob.
Yeah, Rob's gonna.
I think Mitch, yeah.
He's a mole person, so I think it'll work.
Well, that he has some knowledge of technology and shit. Electronics.
Well,
So-
he is our messiah right now. So.
It's Rob and who?
Mitch, apparently.
Robin
Mitch
Mitch.
grabs
And if you
the Optimus-
disagree,
No, I'm down. Mitch grabs the Optimus Prime pin as he scrambles under, pins it back on. And he climbs under the other side and looks
You
up
guys-
this giant tower.
You guys squeeze through, and as soon as you get into kind of the little glade area that's surrounding the tower, as you take your first step, you realize that the grass beneath your feet is glass.
Oh, great! It's glass.
Right. Butts, Phil Salmon. And he looks up the tower and sees where the different junction boxes are, and he takes a very unsteady hand and puts it on the rung and starts to pull himself up this 100-foot tower.
Who's Phil Salmon?
Okay, who is making this climb? Just Mitch?
that's what it sounded like, Mitch.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's all you, Mitch.
Thanks, buddy. You want to shout moral support at me from the ground, team?
Yeah.
What's up?
You, please don't die.
You
What?
need to roll me a move check then.
Shit. I got one more luck. Oh, fuck me.
Okay, so you guys watch as slowly from rung to rung using the very narrow access ladders that have been kind of not placed particularly on this construction, but placed on what the materials were used from. So it's not there for any type of access that was provided for this construction, but something else. And so as he's climbing up, you have to kind of lean over and grab another thing, kind of Spider-Man it a couple times as he's hanging, 35, 45 feet off the ground as you get to the first of 2 junction boxes that you feel. This one you could probably, if you do a sturdy enough job on, as circuits would work, this should take it out. But you see it before you, and it's got a simple latch catch over it with a T-swing to keep it closed.
Does he think he can wire the walkie into this one?
You have to open it up first.
Okay, yeah, so he's gonna flip the latch. It's not locked or anything, right?
Nope.
Yeah, so he's gonna pop the latch open and swing this thing open.
As soon as you open it up, you see what would be a normal junction box for something of this nature, but the wattage and the cabling employed is minimal. It's not something that would carry a thick gauge or something that would be a radio transmission or even power relays. But as soon as you open it up, there resting in the very middle of the panel is a purple, angular, Decepticon symbol.
Like painted onto it?
It's affixed to it. It seems to be almost like your pin.
Yeah, he's gonna like grab one hand and wrap it around the bar and like kick both of his legs around one of the other bars in front of it and try to pry that thing off there.
Roll me a force.
Got it.
It pops off. You can roll me a move if you want to try to catch it. It's currently kind of floating, so you can reach off and try to grab it or let it drop.
No, because he knows that his friends are right beneath him, so he kind of pops it off and lets it fall towards them.
Okay.
So
Is
you
this,
just kind of
this
like,
thing the
watch out.
same, is this thing the same size as the pin? Or how big is this thing?
This one's about the size of a coaster for a coffee table, like, you know, diameter 3 inches or so. And as it floats down in the air, you catch a hint of metal as it's coming down, and it lands face up right in front of you, perfectly revealed, Rob, as you look down and you see the assemblage of the iconography of the Decepticons.
And if you look up, Mitch is like looking down at you.
What?
You see him shrug with one hand.
And Rob's gonna bend down and pick it up and just examine it, just to see if he can figure out what it is or what it's for.
And Mitch is going to try to keep climbing up.
Okay. I will save the climb roll down, as you already have the success needed to get up. So you reach the second box, and as you get to the second box, same as the first, same type of catch, same type of latch. You figure this is the one, though, with the relays, if they're leading correctly, that you should be able to wire anything you would need in here, or you could sabotage it from here. But you need to open it first.
He's going to pop this one open as well.
As you pop it open, a couple of things are going to happen here. It lazily swings open. You can see with the light, the ambient light that's around here, that this is almost entirely empty. And as you look to see exactly what this box holds, you see very small gauge wires, sort of the same you would see in like a science project or the internal workings of a flashlight, or something that was not just cheaply made, but something that needed or required itself to be light and didn't need all of this energy. And it seems that these wires are all kind of branching and feathering into one very small central box. The box in front of you is either a purple or a deep blue, and it seems to be a very small micro cassette recorder.
Is there a speaker in it? I mean, is there a cassette in it?
Yeah.
Can I take it out?
Let's cut down to everybody on the... So as you are all waiting there, we have people outside in Sam, George, and Jerry. What are the three of you doing?
Keeping an eye out and watching him to make sure he's okay.
Roll investigate checks for me then.
As per tradition, 0 successes from George.
Okay. 1 success from Jerry. Can we have an investigate roll from Sam, please?
1
Okay,
success.
Sam and Jerry, as the two of you are scanning, what in particular are you looking at? You have the surrounding forest, you have the fence, you have the structure itself, and of course you have up into the you have both Rob and you've got Mitch high in the sky. What are you all looking at?
I think Jerry's probably keeping an eye on Mitch. He's outside the enclosure, but he's kind of really afraid he's going to fall.
Okay. And where is Sam looking?
Oop, muted.
You are muted.
So I thought I muted myself. So Sam is absolutely afraid of heights. So she is not watching Mitch because she would be getting terrified if he fell. So she's looking around to see if for cops, predators, anything terrifying that may come their way. She's just basically like looking at the woods.
Okay, so several things are going to happen at once. Rob, as you are at the bottom of this structure and you're looking at the Decepticon emblem that was sprung from Mitch as it fell down, George, as you're looking around in the darkness and can't really make out anything, Jerry, as you're watching up, you see Mitch open up this higher box. And as he opens it up, he looks around and you see him reach inside the box. And Haley, when Sam looks around, she sees something move in the tree about 20 feet up in one of the nearest oak trees. It looks almost like kerosene on water. You just see a blur, a smear of what should be nature's hue. And how your eyes picked it out of this gloom, you have no idea, but they were drawn to that spot. And as it begins to coalesce, you see the vague outline of arms and head and legs of some type of pods as they come off that resemble these bipedal forms. And as we're here, let's go ahead and play a little Starship. Nothing's going to stop us now. As you lean forward and the cassette begins to play, Mitch, and you hear Starships, nothing's going to stop us now. But it's slower, and the speed draws the words and the music out. And what was an upbeat sort of pop romantic song becomes a bit of a dirge as it drags from this tape. I need you to make a move check as, without your prompting, the bay opens and the tape flies out.
Oh, fuck.
You lean back as this tape shoots out at your face, missing, just brushes by your cheek. But as it brushes, you can feel a pain as a line of blood begins to drip down your jaw. As you look up, Rob, you see your friend lean back, and Jerry, you see pinwheeling arms as Mitch grabs at the superstructure of everything, and you see this black rectangle kind of launch out at him. And then the rectangle grows, and it grows, and you see first one wing, and then another, and then a head pop forward as some type of vulture begins to as it comes through the air and swings back around towards Mitch. What does everyone want to do?
Mitch yells Laserbeak and assumes everyone will know what he's talking about.
Mitch, you have a second as Starship seemingly still continues to play. The bay is open on this cassette player as you are hanging on there. Is there anything you want to do? Rob, is there anything you want to do inside the fence line? Sam, this is your chance to... You have not noticed Mitch's plight. You've heard the shrieks, but your eyes are still locked on the smear of kerosene floating in the air of the oak tree. Tell me what you want to do, kids.
Can I try to swap the Mitchy Talkie with the cassette player?
You may roll me a tinker check that's going to require multiple successes here.
Okay. I'm going to use my wrench to attempt to get into this box and do this thing.
Okay.
Okay, so... Tinker. Great. 1 success.
You take your wrench in and push forward, and with an almost human scream, you hear a as this thing pulls free, and immediately as it kind of cranks, and it doesn't break completely free, but it pops loose. As soon as it pops loose, Rob, the yellow light inside your helmet begins to blink. Urgent communique from Teletran 1. Urgent communique from Teletran 1. And as all of that happens, Sam, you see the blur and smear leap, and you lose it as it jumps into the air. Jerry, George, what are you guys doing?
Did George even notice any of this besides, like, obviously Mitch losing control?
He would have heard the scream. The scream was not, it was loud enough to have been heard, you know.
Yeah, because George wasn't able to investigate anything else, I think he would have just immediately looked at Mitch, and it's the on look right now until something else comes up.
Okay. Jerry?
I think Jerry's gonna like grab the bottom of the fence and get ready to help his friends make a quick escape. Like, Mitch, get down!
Okay. As the creature that's taken flight wheels back around with a as it comes back around, swoops, and returns to the tower, I'm going to need you to make a move roll, Mitch, as you attempt to evade. Mitch, you move and jump as it swoops past you, again drawing a line of, it cuts through a portion of the Ben's jacket between the two buttons along the seam. But as you move, you slip and reach up and grab hold of the girder that you were standing on, as you are now dangling from the area. Rob, you are the only person in this area. What do you want to do?
Rob's gonna mull over his options. Try to think, what happens if he lets go? He's gonna fall to a spiky death into the grass, or the grass, or Laserbeak is gonna put a hole through him. Oh man, there's not a big margin for error here. Does this Decepticon thing that's in my hand, does it have wires and stuff coming out of it?
It honestly seems like something that you would buy at a store. It's like an emblem. It's embossed, and it's just enameled on the front. It's a really good one. No wires though.
Rob's gonna try to break it. He's gonna throw it on the ground and try to stomp on it. No, because then it might cut through my shoes or something. Maybe he's gonna try to throw it against the tower, see if it'll break.
Sure, roll a force for me.
You sure you want me to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Why not?
You throw it, and one of the points on the emblem's head breaks free. And when you look down to see it, you see some type of black sludge leaking out of the emblem.
Oh man, do I touch it?
You don't have to.
I know. No. This is me talking to myself. I'm
Drink it to gain its power.
Remember what happened when Jerry touched the lightning?
Yeah. Seeing as how this is a glassy environment, is there any glass shaped sticks around? Or sticks of glass?
Technically, any blade of grass is a glass stick, so you could crack it off at the base if you wanted to have a little glass toothpick.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna try to like pick up get some of the black stuff on the end of it.
Okay, so as you're making a Decepticon hors d'oeuvre, and the 50 feet up, the feet of Mitch are kicking in the air as he's desperately trying to hold on. Laserbeak, so aptly named, turns around for one more shot. I am going to need you to make a move roll at disadvantage, Mitch, as you are not afforded the opportunity to climb back up.
Not to take too much agency, but since I didn't really do anything before, could I potentially like throw a rock at the buzzard?
Absolutely, yeah, you can do so now. Go ahead and roll me a for a throw. It's going to be a force.
A force?
Yeah.
I throw like a girl.
So, George, as you throw, it looks as if it's going to hit, and just before it does, you see some type of appendage break from the bottom of this creature, and it just bats the rock away. And as you are kind of tracking it, George, with your eyes, you see Mitch's hand slip as he begins to pinwheel and leaves the girder and falls 5, 10, 15, 20 feet. Rob, you look up, and as you all witness the descent of Mitch as he drops free from the tower, out of nowhere shoots a globule of kerosene on air, plucking Mitch from the sky as something cradles your friend in its arms. And as it lowers him to the grass, it looks up, and you see a brilliant red flash emanate from inside the smear. And as it goes forward, you see it ricochet off of this creature that quickly takes flight and leaves. Mitch, the creature looks down at you, the one that is cradling you in its arms. And you hear one word creak from this unearthly throat. Son. And that is where we will end this episode of Atari Twilight.
Your dad's the Flash, dude.
Your dad's Predator.
Dude, your
Or
dad.
Predator.
Your dad's a flashing predator.
You're
I thought it was the robot I built.
Oh God.
I don't know what to do with that. Oh, fuck. Jesus Christ, Greg.
Oh man, Gregory, you done it again.
Pepperoni. Oh
What
man,
have we done?
guys, fuck. That was.
I really thought breaking that thing was gonna stop the bird.
I don't know what it did.
It didn't. I was gonna.
Fluid.
If that would have lasted any longer, I was gonna smell it and possibly taste it.
Story of your life.
Yeah.
Oh man, guys, that was episode 6 of Atari Twilight, Chief Rugen, and man, was it? Fuck, that was intense. That was some intense shit. All right, let's go around, do our introductions, get your thoughts on this episode, and get the hell out of here so we can go decompress. Sam, Haley, who are you? Where can we find you? And what did you think of this episode?
Apparently, Sam and Haley are the same person, even though they are not.
Mm-hmm.
I
Identical.
was gonna say I'm not a nice person, but then I think that I am. I enjoyed this session. It's I say it every week. Greg, you immerse us in it, and it's always an amazing time. I love this campaign. I'm the Great Haley on all social medias: Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Check me out. I'm pretty cool, pretty great.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go now.
That branding.
I'm gonna leave now.
Wow.
Wow. Let's jump over to someone who thinks he's great. Rhino, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what do you think of today's episode?
Wow.
Wow.
That was actually, you cut me deep there, Baxter. This episode, that ending, I gotta say, like, I didn't even realize we're getting close to the end of the session, to be perfectly honest, and then you drop that. Man, I have nothing to say other than I always look forward to this.
Sweet. You two. Let's jump over to Frags. Frags, who are you? Where can we find you? What do you think of this episode?
Man, I'm gonna do an about face, and instead of praising Greg, say fuck you, man. God, wow, damn it, that was intense. I liked it. I really did. That was actually a praise. I was kidding. I love the shit out of it, man. Everything was great about everything. I don't know. I I had so much fun. I like Rhino. I didn't even realize we were close to done, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, cool. Optimus finally got a body. Nope, Optimus's body is Mike's dad's body, or Mitch's dad's body. But I am KDB Frags. You can find me here on Twitter, same name. I don't really do much, but I'm here, and I'm also in the Discord. If you ever want to, be friends and stuff.
You want to hang out. Speaking of hanging out on the Discord, Mr. Bitters, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what do you think of today's episode?
I'm Mr. Bitters. You can find me on that Discord. And today's episode was pretty great. I was glad to see Mitch get a handleism on some vandalism. And,
George was being a little hellion.
Yeah, well, George didn't even brag about it, so Jerry doesn't know.
It's true, he wasn't there.
You just wait. George is a bragger.
He won't believe you. But yeah, I love this game every week. I mean, I'd say it's my favorite game right now. It's my only game, but if it wasn't, it would be my favorite game.
I agree. Greg, fuck you. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what did you think of today's episode?
I'm Greg, Grimjack21502 on the Twitches and on the Twitters. I love playing this game. I love being in the 80s. This group, these characters are fantastic. I don't just say that because I get the chance to GM this group. These are characters that I am a fan of. They're so unique. These characters are so fucking great. This is like a TV show that needs to be made with these little moments and stuff. I was sat back, and when Sam went outside to talk to Mitch, that's a scene in a movie where he's pacing back and forth and stuff, and that's fantastic. That whole tit for tat that went on between them and the subterfuge and stuff, it's just really, really great. All the characters. I want fan art of Rob talking to the arcade bank full of Optimus Primes, I just think that shit would look really dope on TV or in the movies. And these characters and the way that everybody plays them, it's just so great. I mean, nacho cheese in a bowling bag. Those bowling bags cost fucking money, man. And I mean, that's like ruined. Even if it gets cleaned, it's going to smell like cheese forever. I just love shit like that. And then the bowling ball and the gas tank, this shit's, it's just the best. I'm a huge fan. I have the best seat in the house for this. I love playing this game. I look forward to Mondays every week just so I can end the fucking Monday with this great fucking game. The only thing that I will promote is on Wednesdays, we have a new show on my channel. It is Dragonlance. It is called May Black Roses Bloom. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's DM'd by Jonathan Fry. I play a knight in it. Yep. And beyond that, everybody, please take care of yourselves in 2018, but join us next week in 1987 because looks like Dad's home, I guess.
I know. Greg, I'm actually pitching this show to Netflix as we speak. Seriously, guys, go check out that Wednesday show. It is wonderful. Also, go check out the Dice of Rolling. That is a sponsor for this season of shows. You can get a custom set, or not a custom set, but a complete set of polyhedral dice that have optimized quantities for D&D 5e. Go check them out. Use coupon code UMG. Get yourself $1 off. And if you want to catch this podcast, you can either check out the VODs, you can wait till it pops up on YouTube, or you can join the Patreon where you can get it as a podcast exclusively on the Patreon for $5. So go check that out. And with that, let's go raid our friend the Bubberknot, because he is currently playing some Shadowrun, and that game is also pretty damn dope. So go check him out, and we will get the hell out of here and decompress, I guess. So from all of us to you guys, bye-bye!